Okay, we can see. Okay.
Yeah, that's
do you
all.
have do you have any video?
No video, just
No,
talk.
Okay.
We just share. Yeah.
Okay. So we still have another 4 minutes.
Hi, Brother Joshua.
Brother Joshua, you
So,
helped me to
Hi, Brother Joe.
yeah, what time is it over there?
4:56 a.m.
4:56 a.m. I wonder, your eyes
Yeah.
look like it's 4:56 a.m. Thank you, brother, for joining us so early.
Yeah.
And then greeting us with a good evening. Thank you. You're so thoughtful.
Thank you, Kanan, Brother Joshua, for waking up so early for us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to be here at this platform.
Yeah, we have to give opportunity to everyone to share. Okay, we have another 3 minutes before we start. Okay, we'll start shortly. Okay. Yeah, good morning and good evening. And warm welcome to Brother Huang and brothers and sisters around the globe to Friday Heartwarming Dialogue with Brother Huang. Before we start, let us invite Brother Joe to lead us in paying homage to Triple Gems. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere vows. Please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Master Cheng Yen and Abode Masters. Sorry, forgot. Okay, today we have Brother Joshua, who is the and her team, and his team, Brother Huang, Sister Jin Yan, and Sister Green. Okay, let us invite Sister Joshua. Over to you, Sister Joshua. Brother Joshua, sorry.
OK，感恩Sister Lily，and also 感恩Sister Siu Ching for inviting me and my my Cantonese and BM BM interpretation team to be here this evening. And my name is Brother Joshua, and I'm from the US, and I'm originally from Malaysia. Okay, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be sharing with you all this evening, or for in my time is this morning. Yeah. And by the way, it's 5 a.m. in the morning for me, so please apologize if I doesn't sound very normal. Yeah. Okay, let me share my PowerPoint. Okay. Okay. Dear Master Chen Yuan, Board Master, and every brother and sister. So today so me and my team, Brother Hoiman, Sister Green, and Sister Qin Yan will be talking about the Kaohsiung in Kaohsiung book study, and then I'm currently I'm in the US, and then I'm very blessed and that I'll able to speak and write in three, or you can even count four if you count Mandarin and Cantonese as different languages. Because while I was like growing up in Malaysia, I used to went to Chinese school. So that's why I can I was taught three different languages from since I was very young, and then in 中文华文小学, that's why I know how to speak and write Chinese. And because I'm from KL as well, my family also speak Cantonese on a regular basis. That's why I'm also able to understand Cantonese, and also because I also watched a lot of Hong Kong drama, Hong Kong movie, and so on. Yeah, that's why I'm able to be fluent in four languages. But because I moved to the US like since 2009, so my Malay has not been practiced a lot. But luckily, because of this Kaohsiung online book study, I'm able to kind of use back my Malay, my Malay that has already been rusted, karat. And then that's why I'm very grateful for this opportunity. So what is Kaohsiung online book study? If you guys were here last month, Sister Siu Ching already talked about it, but I'll just reiterate a little bit. So it's like on every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon Taiwan time or Malaysia time, Teacher Mei Yun will be having this Kaohsiung online book study without fail every week. And then it has like besides reading the book 那履足迹, it also have like international speakers from all over the world, talking about different kind of topics, sharing about their personal stories and very touching stories. I remember like last week, actually this past week, that there was a sister who shared about her son's dad, and then and it was like so touching, like because of, and then she has to make decision about like donating her son's organ to tree to help more people after that, because so it's like choosing between impermanence and having impermanence, because her son's organ can still stay in this world to help more people. So it's a very, very touching sharing, and then it put me to tears, as well as like all the interpreters like during the Malay interpretation this past Wednesday. So I was very blessed to be in charge with both Kaohsiung Malay live interpretation on every second Wednesday of the month, as well as the Cantonese interpretation on the third Wednesday of the month. So it means that this past Wednesday I had to do the duty for the Malay interpretation, and then this coming Wednesday I also have the Cantonese interpretation duty. So even though and then we also do it for Cantonese, we also do it on the 5th Wednesday as well. So I have to do every second, third, and 5th Wednesday. And then you can see on the bottom right corner, because of what Master tell Teacher Mei Yun. That's why Teacher Mei Yun has been like recruiting volunteers all over the world, especially since the pandemic started, like in 2000, and then starting with English interpretation. Now, like Kaohsiung online book study has like around 10 languages, and then every week there are different languages. Like for example, like week 1 they have like English, Cantonese, Cambodian, Malay, and the Taiyu, Taiwanese dialect. And the second week they have like English, Cantonese, Japanese, Malay, and Hakka. And then third week they have like English, Cantonese, Myanmar, and Filipino. And then fourth week English, Cantonese, Japanese, Indonesian, and Hakka. And fifth week there's like English, Cantonese, Japanese, and Cambodian. So every week there's like different team. So different team. That's why it's not overwhelming on any particular team, because like usually they only have the transit the duty once a month. And then Teacher Mei like to say, 我喜欢和你在一起，因为你有正能量。I like to be with you together because you have positive energy. And then she's like super energetic when she talk, and then it makes everyone feel very comfortable. All the speakers feel very comfortable. And then after every time of duty, she makes sure that she will stay and 打招呼 and greet all the live interpretation team from one room to another room, and then take a group photo with all of us. And yeah, that's what I really like about Teacher Mei Yun. Like she's super dedicated in her job as the host, as well as the leader of all the different team. Like all this, besides the interpretation team, they also have the 8pm, the editing team, like have to contact all the speakers like a month in advance, or sometimes in 1 year in advance, to book their slot, and then to make sure that the Changkong and then everything in Kaohsiung is doing in the right place, right order. Everyone knows what they should do. Yeah, I'm so impressed with what Teacher Mei Yun has been doing every week after week. And then she's the super nice sister too. And then so this is the Cantonese interpretation team that I introduced earlier. So it has like brother Hoyman and me. We are both co-team leaders. And then we also have sister Irene from Malaysia. Brother Hoyman is also from Malaysia. And then we have sister Mei Ling from Malaysia, sister Green from Malaysia, sister Lai Guan from Hong Kong, brother Andrew from Malaysia. And then our latest addition is brother Robert from Taiwan. So I'm very grateful for everyone here and then with us, even though we are from different countries and different time zone. Actually, I'm the only one with odd time zone. Like right now, I'm still in like 5 a.m. But all the brothers and sisters have been like very, very accommodating, especially when trying to find a time for us to meet. And then and then especially because of US, we have this weird daylight savings time, which we have the time going faster 1 hour in certain time of the month. And then they have been very accommodating and willing to adjust the time we meet. And so that it won't be too late for me or too early for me. That's why I'm very, very grateful for the team in being very accommodating as well. And then we started Cantonese interpretation in September last year. So in October, we have the rehearsal, but the actual duty starting in September last year. And then this is the Malay interpretation team. We started in January this year. And then so Sister Irene and me, we are both co-team leaders. And then we also have Sister Gwyn from Malaysia. She'll be sharing later. Sister Chin Yan from Malaysia. She will also be sharing later. We also have Sister Ashley from the US. And then Sister Hui Ying from Malaysia. Sister Muilin from Malaysia, and Sister Michelle from Australia. And finally, our latest addition to our team is Sister Yenny from Malaysia as well. And Sister Ashley and Sister Michelle, even though they are not from Malaysia, it doesn't say it's from Malaysia, but actually all three of us, we were originally grew up in Malaysia. That's why we are all fluent in Bahasa Melayu, the Malay language as well. And also very grateful for all my wonderful teammates. And I'm the only man here in this team, but also all the sisters have been very, very accommodating and very excellent team members as well. Yeah. And then so this is the timetable for scheduling. So we always schedule our class like 1 week in advance, because usually after every Kaohsiung online book study, teacher May will start to publish all the articles, the materials. Some of the classes have the full transcript, like the column that it says transcript and then there's a tick. It means that the speaker will have full transcript. Why is it so important for us to have the full transcript? Because if you have full transcripts, it will be easier because we can just interpret it in advance using Google Translate or any different like for Cantonese. Google Translate cannot translate directly from Mandarin to Cantonese, which are both Chinese characters. So like I have to go to like special website to translate from Mandarin to Cantonese, and then also helping our team members as well. Like Sister Irene, I always help her to abstract some materials from the line group, because the line group is all written in Chinese, and then translate it to English for her, and then also translate it to Cantonese. And then so I try my best to help everyone in this team, since I'm the one who knows all three languages. So I feel like I have the responsibility to help my teammates who are even though they sometimes they might not know one language, but they are still willing to join our team. And then I very, very appreciate and be grateful for them to coming and join us. So that's why we all keep helping each others during duty. Like we always have a backup person if the main person cannot talk, and then because of whatever reason, then we will have the backup person to make sure that they will be able to help to cover the particular class, and then make sure that they will be able to be comfortable in that class. Even if the interpreter and backup person, they both have been talking very too long and then couldn't continue anymore, a third person, whoever, like Brother Hoyman, can always jump in and then interpret that class. And then we just we just keep covering for each other's, as we say, 和和互协. So because we are all one team, and then we don't want anybody to feel struggle during the live interpretation of every class, because as we know, like we are all not professional translator. We just come here because we love Tzu Chi, and then we want to help to like spread more Dharma to brothers and sisters all over the world who understand only Cantonese or only Malay and not able to understand Mandarin. That's why because of this passion, that's why we are here. We are not perfect, but we'll try our best to be as good as possible. And then so this is the 善效应, which is the feedback from everyone. It's not just for the interpretation team, but anyone can write a 善效应. The speaker can write 善效应. The any audience can also write 善效应. So 善效应 stands for good effect. So and then it started because Brother Heumann asked the Cantonese interpretation team to write a 善效应every time after the end of the class, and then he'll compile it into one page, and then translate it into Chinese, and then write it in very, very succinct language. So when I started the Malay interpretation in January this year, I also follow the tradition and also asked my Malay interpretation team to write 善效应 for me. But I'm not as good as Brother Heumann, like in making it short. So mine is like, the first time on mine was very long, and then Sister Ming was so kind enough to let our team to have like 2 pages of 善效应 instead of 1 page. And then I really want to like read out Sister Irene's 善效应 since she's not here today. So I'm very blessed and grateful to Teacher Mei Yun and team for giving us the opportunity to learn. Being unable to read Chinese, I really cannot express how much gratefulness to the whole team members who help each time. Sister Muilin is so kind, extracting all information from line to our group. The whole team is so kind and help to Google Translate, explaining when we feel stuck with some words. With team spirit, I can see the loving kindness, compassion, harmony, selfless giving, over ever serving and ever helping. So this really captured the essence of our team, no matter in Malay team or in Cantonese team. We always help each other so much. And then even though it's not our class, we will still do our best to help each other to succeed in interpreting, because we love Sangren, we love Teacher Mei Yun, and then we want to help to translate as much as possible. So like Sister Muilin always extract all these materials and put it into our WhatsApp group, and really, really感恩 to everyone in our team, and you guys are so great. And then Sister Xinyan, she also, same like Sister Irene, like both of them, they are like, they cannot read any Chinese character, but I'm so grateful that both Sister Irene and Sister Xinyan are willing to take on this role to translate from Chinese Mandarin to Malay. And then later Sister Chen will be sharing, so I won't read her sharing, I'll let her to tell you about her perspective of the story. So first I want to introduce Brother Heumann. He's the leader for our Cantonese team. And then so Brother Heumann, if you guys have watched like the Mandarin news in the RTM2 before, he was the newscaster. And then so that's how we recognize him at first. And then but Brother Heumann is not just that, like he has been like a very, very talented people. He can do MCing, DJing, and then what makes him actually join Tzu Chi, and then using his voice talent to spread Dharma. Let us welcome Brother Heumann to give us his sharing.
Okay, Brother Joshua, and good day to all brothers and sisters. And this is the very first time for me to share by using English, and I was very nervous. And I also want to get this opportunity to thank you to all of us, and to listen for what my sharing this evening or this morning. Okay, can Brother Joshua help me to play my, okay. This is what I want to share with you guys talk about voice and my journey to interpret. Because before I joined Tzu Chi, I used to be, as what Brother Joshua sharing, it's like he tried to introduce me as a host in Radio TV Malaysia. But before that, I also become voiceover talent and other things that related into voices. So I bring all my talents back into to Tzu Chi. So that's why I come up with these questions. What voices can we do in Tzu Chi Foundation? So next PPT. So in Tzu Chi, I was so thankful because I managed to become host, MC, speakers, and voiceover narrator. And this, I must say, I'm so lucky as well, because when before I joined Tzu Chi Foundation, I also came from another society, and it's a Buddhist society. But the point is, our tone and manners is totally different in between Tzu Chi and others Buddhist society. So when the times that I take this part to become one of the hosts to hosting our program, and I managed to get one Tzu Chi sister, and she just called me and say, "Sipo, no worry, I can be your background." So she said she can teach me how to use those tone and manners in Tzu Chi, like how to bounce, how to say like感恩, and use some about Tzu Chi languages, and I was so happy because I still can learn a lot in Tzu Chi. So in that time, because now I've joined Tzu Chi is about 15 years. In 15 years in Tzu Chi, so I was so lucky that I'm not just only to become a host, but I'm also to become MC as well, because I noticed that people notice me that I used to be a host in our Radio TV Malaysia, and I'm quite honest that I can use my voice to benefit people, but without charging anything, because to us, right? Because most of the so-called voiceover talents, we always use our voice to do something, some commercial things. But in Tzu Chi, I feel proud because I can do something that without saying any cost. That it means that I'll do free of charge. And all my colleagues, they are so they are not just like say jealous on me, but they also laugh on me that they're always asking me why you do something free to them. Then I tell them, actually money is not a matter, but the point is, how do you manage to use your voice to benefit the people and to tell them something? Or you can be a speaker, or even though you can try to help out to become a voiceover narrator. So this is what I managed to use my voice talent to help out Tzu Chi in so many ways. And besides that, because I used to be a voice talent in outside as well, and I really noticed that if I really have nice voices, why not I try to benefit to people with something positive? And so this is the way that I came from, and I'm so thankful that because Tzu Chi got so many platforms that if you really want to share something, or you want to like help out, actually you can just go ahead and tell them that I can do something, then they will sure let you do. Okay, so this is one of part of my task that I was doing, not just only a host, an MC, and also a speaker, because by the time I also come up with books, and then I managed to do some sharings in our bookshop, and I'm willing to share about my story and really encourage people to notice that, oh, okay, this is what my history in my life. And I also try to use my voice to teaching people that, okay, actually if you really got a nice voice, you also can do something else. So voiceover narrator is part of my my task as well, because we also have our so-called branch in Shua, and sometimes we have our own program, and this is the the old tasks that I've done before, like become a voiceover and narrator. And because of that, as a voiceover and narrator, and I also have some talents to do some voice dubbing. So voice dubbing actually is similarly as interpretation, but it's more challenging because it's live. So if for voice dubbing, we mostly do is like we used to dub the voices from other language to my language. So this is what I'm learning from. Okay, from this next PPT, then I try to push myself to using my voice to become what Dharma sharing, to do my Dharma sharing. So and I was thankful because of pandemic. So we force ourselves to stay at home. So Master Sangren encouraged us, why not we use our Zoom and then to share something. So this is what I came from. Actually, besides that, before that, I'm used to be a 精进和期干事. So that our Fenhui asked us like, you guys must go for 熏法香. So this is the point that I try to start learning Dharma, learning 法华经, and then I tried to do some promoting before pandemic happened. Then I used to go to travel in Malaysia, but I also go to Medan as well and also give some talks there. And besides, not just only sharing and promoting 熏法香, but also I tried to summarize this Lotus Dharma to the people that they are not willing to know what is 法华经 itself. So I try to summarize it and I try to share to several places such as Ipoh, Penang, Kuala Lumpur is not, Ipoh, Penang, Sabah, Sarawak, and then Medan. And this is so far I can do. So I was thinking that maybe next time, if I can fly, then maybe I can go to several places and still to promoting the 熏法香. So besides of promoting 熏法香, I also try to use my voice to read out our master's books. So you guys can see the pictures in the left-hand side, right? This is the book that now I'm sharing, is 地藏经讲述. So I was like forced myself to do, because I do know that nowadays people like to listening rather than reading books. So I was thinking maybe I can use my voice to read it out and to help people that, okay, because some house when they are driving and when they do something or they got no time to read books, and at least they got some voices that can hear. So I try to do it in my way, in a proper way to speak Mandarin. Then and I got some feedback that some of the brothers and sisters asked me, why you not open the classes to teach Mandarin? So I said, no, actually, if you really follow what I do my daily sharing, you will notice that I also attach a word file. That's why I encourage them, if you really want to learn Mandarin, then maybe you can listen to my voice and also read back the word file that I share and practice yourself. Actually, this is the way that I always learn. I always learn how to speak. And my Mandarin is came from that way, because I always use my time when I was driving or I was doing something that really like I can do another extra things, such as when I was stuck in the jam. I mostly spend this kind of times and then just to say something else, or I open to the radio station and just listen to the news reading. So this is what I came from. So from Dharma sharing, then I also push myself. This is my latest task. Okay, next PPT. So this one is the Kaohsiung Online Book Studies and the Cantonese Interpretation Team 3. And just now, Brother Joshua was the one of the leaders, and I was so thankful because he helps me a lot. Because you know why? I totally actually I'm not good by using all those computer stuff. I really like always I'll get me panic. So I was thankful because Brother Joshua can help me on this way. But I also can help all my team members, because I do know that they are not from a professional way to start to learn how to become an interpreter. But the point is, we're willing to take this task and we're willing to like become one of the how should I say? It's like they are really want to learn. So that's the point that I always try my best to give some tips or some facts that to push them to go further, such as like, okay, when we listen to the speaker that they start to share, then I will encourage them try not to speak out in the same time. So maybe you can delay it for 1 second, or even though if you can't say the whole sentence, try to find a full stop. That this is some tricks that I can tell them. Then besides, because of Cantonese, actually Cantonese dialect is not easy to learn. So I always ask them, I always tell them, you can change your mindset. When you start to do your so-called Cantonese interpretation, then you can just tell yourself, now I'm a Cantonese, so I must speak Cantonese. So from this way, you really can find something that, hey, if I really turn my mindset to become a Cantonese, actually I can speak very well. So because of I'm learning from outside, and I used to do my voice dubbing for some local production house to interpret from Cantonese into Mandarin. So I learned from that way. So for our duties, when each time when we saw this schedules coming out, those like big cases, or those like pioneer speakers topics, always done by myself. You know why I have to take this part? Because I do know that they might be panicked about, wow, there were so many things, so many special like special terms and conditions that they really can't speak out in Cantonese. So I always take this opportunity. But in the meantime, I also push them. Maybe you guys can try. Then now I was so proudful because of them. They're also willing to learn, and I can foresee their improvement a lot. And this coming third week is our team again. So I was willing, maybe can encourage you guys. Maybe you can tune in into our Cantonese YouTube. Then you can listen how good they are so far. Then I was thinking this time maybe push too hard to them, but what else? Actually, in Tzu, if you really can, you really want to learn, you want to study, actually you can be a profession. Yeah, be honest, because I always trust on this way. That's why I'm so happy that to become one of the leaders. Okay, our last VT is like, just now Brother Joshua was sharing that I always encourage them to write some feedback, and I'm doing the editing because I'm also a senior writer in one of the industrial. So that's why I have this kind of talented, and it also helps me to combine everything to from the feedback from them. And I also noticed that because some of them, they might say, "Hi, yeah, why you always push us to send feedback?" Because I do know that this is the way that we can collect something, then it becomes a history to our team tree. And Sister Mayun always said that she was so touching because of every time she still wait for us, wait for team tree to send her the feedback, and she knows that I can write it like in a nice pieces, and then this is the pieces that I always share from. Okay, so this is a part of my my sharing, and thank you for those brothers and sisters to listening, and have a good day. Cảm ơn ông Minh for.
Oh, okay, cảm ơn Brother Hoyman for your heartfelt sharing. Really, you are indeed a very talented voiceover and also a mentor that keep teaching us how to be more perfect, be more better in our Cantonese interpretation. Yeah, we wouldn't be at where we are right now without you. So thank you so much, Brother Hoyman. And next, I want to introduce Sister Chin Yan. Sister Chin Yan, same like Sister Irene, she also cannot read and write in Chinese. So how she can overcome these challenges and be able to be very great in right now doing the Malay interpretation for the Kaohsiung book study. Let us welcome Sister Chin Yan to share with everyone.
Okay, yes, Kan En, Brother Joshua, and good evening, Brother Joe, and all brothers and sisters tune in. Good morning to you, Brother Joshua. Okay, I only have 2 slides, so I'll leave this slide on, and hopefully you'll be able to tie it together. Yeah, When I was first given the opportunity to volunteer to verbally translate to the Malay language from Kaohshiung Wednesday sessions that was conducted in Chinese, I can describe my feelings in one word: very, very anxious. Anxious for a number of things. For one, each nominated session is 3 hours, beginning at 9 a.m. Malaysian time, which meant that it would clash with my busiest time of the day. Number two, I am not totally confident that whatever I had learned in junior and high school was still fresh. Definitely not fresh, as I would use the Malay language only on a sparingly basis each day. Three, I'm very much handicapped and illiterate in Chinese. So in a nutshell, if this is a job interview, I would have failed miserably. Fail, fail, and fail. Fortunately, this is only a job offer, but neither a job confirmation nor probation period. So, whoosh. I still recall sharing my concerns with Brother Joshua, where despite my concerns and all my disabilities, he provided comfort that I would be in good hands. So fingers crossed and toes crossed, I accepted the challenge. With Master's advice in mind, seize the opportunity when it arises. So I thought hard of ways to bridge my shortfalls in making sure that I was able to play my part on each duty schedule. There was always abundance of literature and resources ranging from relevant YouTube videos, city songs, acting skits, PowerPoint presentations, and transcripts made available each week. However, to me, they were no treasure, as I could not make sense of most of it given my lack of Chinese language background. So at that point, I felt I would do the audience a disservice, taking on this role when it should be given to someone more deserving and definitely more capable. But once in and no turning back, one has to be resourceful, right? No choice. This is where I feel I have learned much. So I realized that there is a reason why the team effort is actually set up, where we are not alone, but instead we are a collective team. It further reiterates what Certi family means, and I will tell you why. There is actually a lot of preparation work that goes on before each translation session. We would have a pre-session meeting online to decide on who would be able to take on what time slots and articles that will be aired, and with backup. So in the event a translator has trouble delivering the session smoothly, there is always another team member on standby to come into rescue. So nearly somewhat a safety net. This was truly a saving grace for me. Funnily, each time I go on air knowing that there is a fellow team member online, regardless of location, where they are in the US, Australia, or Malaysia, all ready to lend a helping hand, it truly provides comfort. The team is also very considering ensuring that many a time articles and time slots are assigned based on the ability of the translator. So I admit I am by far the translator in our team that is most novice. However, each time a session comes to air, I am equipped with slots where a transcript or song or some form of reading material that I would be able to put to use. Recently, I listened into the Bamboo Bang song that was aired in the session last Wednesday, and I was moved by the lyrics and actions, but not clearly sure what it all meant. So upon requesting for the meaning of the song, one of our dedicated team members took the initiative to pen down the Malay lyrics to the corresponding Chinese characters of the song. If that is not dedication, selfless love, or teamwork, I don't know what that is. So I was hoping that this would not only benefit me, but the audience to truly appreciate the essence of the sharing, in this case, the Bamboo Bank. So whenever a Chinese transcript is available, I would seek Google Translate and copy paste to obtain the Malay translation. So Google Translate is my next best friend. After which I would proofread the translation and make necessary the amendments to simplify the content to attempt to make the text easier for the intended audience understanding. So after all, we're not here to present a paper in formal Malay, but to deliver sharings in as ideal a form to reach out to the target audience. So on the day of the sharing, I would have my handphone and computer fully charged. I would I'll use my handphone to tune in to YouTube live English platform and have the computer sign into the nominated Zoom meeting where we would deliver the Malay translation. So Bluetooth in one ear, and I would follow the English platform in here while listening to my fellow team sharers on the computer speaker with this one, and use the English platform as a guide to when I should jump in for my time slot. Such is how I attempt to bridge the language gap. So in between my duty sessions, I would also tune into the live YouTube Malay platform to listen to how we actually sound, because I've always been curious, and the number of audience tuned in. So despite very often being the one or two tuning in, I would not be discouraged. It doesn't matter if we reach 1 or 1 million. It all starts with 1, isn't it? So the effort that is put in should be constant, doesn't matter. If one anticipates proposed target numbers as performance measures to justify effort and resources, like how most commercial businesses would, then this initiative to benefit the masses would never have eventuated. So I must say that although I do still get very sweaty palms each time, I feel more confident than when I first started. I think the vibes and energy among the team is growing, and we definitely are more in sync now, like a string quartet, belting out classics after countless hours of practice. So hopefully you understand why I'm just leaving this particular slide on. So it's true, nothing is impossible when one has aspiration. And more so the case when one knows that it has the synergy and commitment of selfless giving team members of the Serti family. So truly grateful to my dear Pasukan too. I leave it here, and back to you, Brother Joshua.
And so much, Sister Chin Yan. Really, we also couldn't be where we are right now without you, Sister Chin Yan. I really appreciate everything that you have been doing, not just from Mandarin straight to Malay, but from have to go through the English platform, and then you make it looks flawlessly. Like you just I thought you can keep up with the Chinese platform, even though you will actually listen to the English interpretation. So it just doesn't make any difference whether you are listening to the Mandarin or listening to the English. You just did it in so flawlessly, and we really amazed by how what you are doing here at the Malay platform. And no, you are not the most novice member of our Malay interpretation team. So keep up your good work, Sister Chin Yan. Yeah. Okay. So next, so Sister Green, so she's like me, like she's also in part of the Cantonese interpretation team as well as the Malay interpretation team, and that's why she also have to, and then she also has a little baby, and then so how did she like juggle between her busy volunteering schedule and the two interpretation platform and her family? Let us welcome Sister Green to give us her sharing.
Hello, can see ya? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Selamat petang. this is Malay, petang, selamat petang is good evening, and 早晨 in Cantonese means morning. Okay, so it's fate that I can join this Kaohshiung online interpretation in both Malay and the Cantonese translation channels. So next, brother. So just now, brother also mentioned that last year, August, until now, we have been still doing this translation to Cantonese from Chinese. What we hear from the Chinese, then we translate to Cantonese online online. So whole world will listen our voice in Cantonese. And next slide. Okay. Then this one is Malay. So we hear in Chinese Mandarin, then Sister Mayun team, then we will translate to Malay. Okay. From this January until now. Next page. Okay. Actually, we have been learning and having fun, the Dharma fun, all the whiles when we were working together in this channel. And just now, brother also mentioned already the schedule. We always have to plan ahead, all this backup schedule and so on. And next, brother. So because of this COVID pandemic, actually, like Malaysian, few years already cannot go back to Taiwan. So actually through this translation interpretation, I feel like I back home already, because every time I can hear and see this all these Taiwan brother and sister in Zoom, yeah, through this online. So feel like go back out to our 心灵的故乡 already. Okay, next, brother. So, and actually, joining this interpretation task, I also learned a lot, like the medical knowledge from all those Huang, all those speakers from around the world, and the touching stories from our volunteers and receivers, like this sister in the picture, USA CEO, and her touching story, how to help people, and all this 金丝茶, 金丝 tea, herbal tea, and the benefits more detail in I mean, because we are in Malaysia, so after doing the translation, actually I get more details from this channel, and all this teamwork wisdom that I learned from this interpretation job after doing this job. So next slide. Of course, we do have challenge and have to overcome when we doing this task. Like myself, because I have a baby, 1 year old. So sometimes when I meeting, I have to have to take care baby, and at the same time meeting with my team member. So, and next slide, sometimes I have to drive my car to send back my 9 years old boy from school. So I have to meeting in the car. But drive. I cannot see the screen. I just hear from the phone like that. drive very safe. Okay. So next slide. So actually, all these challenges, like myself, I also facing sometimes when doing the live translation, I have to ask my mom or my part-time maid to take care of my baby. I say, you give me 1 hour. After that, I will come down from my room. Okay, as you help me to take care of baby 1 hour like that. So actually, this interpretation work have to be needed to be persistent, to go long forever, actually, because as we know, we don't know who or when they will listen our translation when or who will listen to our translations in the world. So actually, just like our leaders or future leaders, our little Pusat, when actually if they hear our translations, then one seed, the kind seed will be planted in their mind. Then there will be a good leader in the future. So like just like now, Ukraine and Russia war. If Russia leader full of love, he won't initiate this war. So if I think if Russia president if he listen to our translation and learn from us, then I think it will be great. So I hope we can do better and do more. Yeah, thank you very much. My sharing to you here. Cảm ơn.
Thank you so much, Sister Green, for your wonderful sharing. Yeah, it's indeed very, very touching. Even though Sister Green has a 1-year-old baby and she always have to like drive and then catch our meeting, but she's still she always come to our interpretation week after week, and then she has been a very, very great help, and she always take on all those like more challenging classes, and then hopefully that the Russian president one day will listen to our interpretation for Kaohsiung book study, and then and eventually will melt his heart and then stop this war. And so finally, I want to take this quote shared by Sister Teacher Mei Yun. You do not need to be great to start, but you need to start in order to be great. So even though we are all not professional, but since we love Tzu Chi so much, we are all here together, and then so eventually we'll be great, and then we'll be able to be a very great interpreter in the future. Cảm ơn so much for giving our team this wonderful time to share, and pass back to you, Sister Lily. Cảm ơn.
Brother Joshua, I think we invite Brother
Oh,
Joe.
Yeah,
okay, let us invite Brother Joe
No,
to
it's
give us
okay.
feedback.
It's okay. Thank you. I was waiting for Sister Lily too, but okay. Thanks for the whole team. First of all, I think the team is needs everybody. Okay, so it's not just the team leader. The team leaders are important, but it needs everybody to really put in the work to make it happen. Now we have, let me see, we have about 31 people right now in this Zoom chat, in this Zoom conference. Now, if you have your phone or if you're on your computer, you can open up the chat box, okay? And I need your help, okay? So put in a 1. All you need to do is type in a 1, nothing else. Just type in a 1 if you were already a member of the Kaohsiung online book study before you were a translator, before you do the interpretation. Put in a 1 if before you were a translator, you are part of this online book study. Put in a 2 if you didn't know about this online book study before, but now you do because of the translation. Okay, so let me say that again. 1, if you were already a member and then you become a translator. 2, you already I already forgot what I was saying. No, okay. So 1 is okay. So I see many people write 2. Okay, let's see. Oh wow. Okay, so many of you write 2, and 2 means that you know this online book study when you become a translator, right? Is that what 2 is? Okay, so I see Haiwen nodding his head. Okay, so that means there were so many of you that didn't know about this online book study until you become a translator. And that tells you, and then the things that I hear all of you say today were about how much you learn, right? Sister Qing Yan mentioned that there were the doctors, the medical knowledge, right? And then there were the Sister Deborah from USA. And all these stories that you heard, you were sharing not just about the difficulty of the translation and all the work you had to do. Yes, I heard that too. But you also shared that because of this, you get to prepare all these things. But you didn't know about this before. Now you translate. Now you know. And that really proves that you gain a lot by giving, because you choose to give. You didn't come here and you say, what can I get? That's not what you ask. You ask, what can I give? And you say, oh, I'm not so good. I'm not good at Malay, or I may not be, it might not be adequate, right? In the case of Brother Joshua, he talks about, oh, I only learned it from elementary, and now I need to go back to see if I remember, right? You only care about what I can give, and you were afraid that you give too little. And then you begin to receive. You prepare, and then you begin to receive. You begin to have this team. You begin to have the team group, teamwork. Joshua talks about Ashley, right? Ashley, who's also from Malaysia, but who is actually a student of Tzu Chi University. And she was here for a little bit. Now she works at the Tzu Chi headquarters in the US. And she deals with a lot of work with the UN. And also I see someone from Australia, right? I saw somebody from Australia. And then there's a lot of you from Malaysia that you might or might not know each other from before. But because of this, there was always somebody, right? I see a few ones here. Let me see. So Sister Qing Yan is one, Effie is one. Okay, that means there are some links. Okay, I see Yu Jing is also one. There are some links that people knew, and then you send it out to the people that don't know this. And now you're all contributors. And now you think of this as the most important, right? Joshua was talking about, oh, it's every second, it's every month, the second, and every month, the third Wednesday, it's my time, it's my turn. This is wonderful. But without contribution, you probably didn't even know about this. But now there is. And this is where I think is the most important, is all of you come in not asking what you can get, right? You didn't come in to ask about, oh, so how many people, will be doing this, or what are the content, what can I get out of this? But rather you're thinking about, I might be giving too little. And then you're thinking about maybe I'm not good enough, but let me do this, let me try. And then all of a sudden you are building up all this network. You're building up this family, right? You're talking about you're the most novice. And you're talking about people adjusting their time to fit your schedule. And you're talking about the 1-year-old baby. And I hear from Irene, she said that the group study, where the baby understands when we call his name. Okay, so you already have this next generation planning. Amazing. And imagine how many language the baby is going to be speaking in. Maybe he's talking to three different channels, speaking 3 different languages, doing interpretation. Who knows what's going to happen, right? So I think this is where Master talks about, right? The Jingzi aphorism talks about, it's not about asking how much you receive. It's asking how much you can give. And that's what you guys all did. And you are the best proof of that, right? You guys, I believe if you ask, it's not asking, you guys are not talking about how much you are putting in. You're talking about the challenges and how you overcome. But all of you are talking about how much you get out of this. Because the first thing you did was give. You gave first. And so that's what I got. And so one last thing that I wanted to mention was How many of you had a chance to talk face to face, or at least interact with the people that you translate for? Okay, once again, put a 1 if you have a chance. Put a 1 if you had a chance. Let me do this first. Hang on here. Don't write anything yet. Don't write anything yet. Let me put a break in the middle so we know that it's starting now. Put a 1 on the chat if you had a chance to speak with people that you had interpreted for, whether real time, whether right there after finish, or afterwards you had a time talking to them at a different place. Put a 0 if you have not. Okay, so do this for me on the chat. Put a 1 if you had a chance to talk to the people that you interpret for. Put a 0 if you haven't. Okay, so I see, I see a lot of zeros now. Okay, good. I see 1. Okay, I see some 1s. Most of you are 0. Okay, but I remember hearing Sister Ching Yan, right? That you get on the same channel to listen to the translation, right? So okay, so I see Joshua had a chance to talk to. Effie also had a chance to talk to people. I think one of the very important thing is listen to when other people interpret, and also interact with the people that you translate for. This is very important. I see Haiwen nodding his head. So he has spoken with the people that he has translated for. The reason being that I think this is very important to know that what did they get out of this? Did I speak too fast? Was there too much gas or air sound in the way that I interpret? Am I being too hasty? Or am I using the right terms? Do you understand what I'm saying? That is a very important way for us to improve. Okay, so for those of you that are very experienced, this is a very, very important hurdle, to get over. Is, we're living in our head about, oh, I did an awful job, or oh, I did a wonderful job. It's all right here. You're doing the translation. You're all filled with a lot of vocabularies, and all the things are right here. It's very important to speak to the people that you interpret for. And let me also share with you that they also would love to hear from you. And when they see you face to face, maybe, okay, there are times when you think you did an awful job, and maybe you did. And maybe some people are complaining, oh my God, I have no idea what they're talking about. And then when you go to them and you go, is there something more that I can do? I'm doing my best. And they're gonna change your attitude. I've done this before. There were some people that were not too happy about our translation, and I didn't know. And it was years ago when I was still doing the TIMA translation, and TIMA seems to be very high standard. I don't know why. A bunch of doctors, they need a lot of very good translation. I don't see why, but they just do. They have very high standard, and when they don't feel that they are justifiably served, they complain. I'm sorry, they don't complain. They provide the feedback angrily. Maybe not angry, but emotionally. Okay, and so we hear it right away. So during break time, I went to each table and I sat down and I listened, and I know which groups got the real-time interpretation, oral interpretation. And then I presented them. I say, I understand that they were, the contents for us were a little bit difficult. And I understand there were some, there's some discomfort in the pieces. And sometimes it's too loud, and sometimes the interpretation isn't adequate. And I wish that you could provide us with what your thoughts are, and it would help us. And then all their reply, oh, I didn't realize. Oh, it was you guys. Okay. Well, they give us very good feedback. And also there were some constructive things, like I mentioned, right? Too many sounds. And sometimes the sentences aren't exactly piecing together. It's broken, right? Like I hear this, so I translate, and then I miss about 2 seconds. So I can't translate that. And I continue. So it's almost like pieces. And then so they try to follow us very closely, but it's difficult. So when we go face to face, that's when I had a chance to understand. So that's how they're hearing things. So So I think it's important. I see that a lot of us, if we haven't yet had a chance, speak to them, share with them. And then the next time when they put the earphone on and your voices are the one that's closest to them, even closer than the speaker themselves, and the sounds are going directly into their ears, the image of you humbly asking and sharing will come up in their minds. And then they'll be looking at you, thinking about you in the image, hearing your voice. And I think that's when the Tzu Chi magic happens, is that it's not the words, it's not, the Dharma isn't in the words or the text, it's in the voices, it's in the sound. That's how I believe that Master was able to convey the Dharma and the care through to the African volunteers that don't understand Chinese. And they can get it. They get that understanding because it's so close to their ears and they feel it. And that's how I also feel that the very first that I had a contact with, there was Sister Shu Qing. Okay, our story goes way back. I think it's 2015, 2016, I think. And that day, she didn't understand the Chinese that Master was speaking, yet she could feel. And I think that's the same story. So if you had a chance, face to face, or at least call them up and say, how do you feel? Was there anything that we need to improve? So that would help you and help them a lot more. Okay, so thank you all for the team. I think you guys are doing a wonderful job. Most important of all, you are serving a lot of people that were all tools. Okay, they didn't know about this platform until you become the translator. You made it possible. So a lot more people, they were all ones before they were all zeros. They were not even part of this group. Now they know. And then you make them, you tell them, hey, maybe you can help translate too. And then they'll become like you twos. So that's what the true 菩萨造生 is about. And you guys are the product, and you guys are the ones making it happen also. So thank you all. Thank you. I if there's one day I'll be speaking to Sister Meiyu and letting her know that she looks at you like your pearls, and I will be sharing with her that we have this weekly, and they share about the translation. They're also happy. Thank you, Meiyu Lao Si, for doing this, and she's so happy. She talks to you guys like you're the wonderful children, the child of her all the hard work. It was amazing, but I think we still have a lot more to go. We need to reach out to more people. But with you guys, it's the best first step that was taken, the right step. So thank you all. Thank you all for the team, and looking forward to more languages. Looking forward to more people. Looking forward to more babies. Not the way you think. More babies participating and continuing this journey. Okay, carrying on the torch. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Cảm ơn Brother Joe for the encouragement, and really proud to our Kaohsiung book studies interpretation team. Very courageous and seize the opportunities and portray the teamwork with the team members. Yeah. Okay. I also like Teacher Mayun's this saying, don't have to be great to start, but we must start, then only we can be great. That is really a very strong encouragement to me. Yeah. Okay. Cảm ơn to Brother Joe, Brother Joshua, Brother Huang, Sister Jing Yan, and Sister Green for the heartfelt and wisdom sharing. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for the presence today. Hope that each of us could sustain the Dharma joy and take in another piece of Masters and Hualien love to our life. Let us invite Brother Joe to lead us in making 3 bows to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen as we depart to apply these teachings in our daily life. Let us pay our respects to our teachers of life's universal truths. Wait, let me share the... Okay. Okay, please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. And good night, everyone.
Cảm ơn everybody. Cảm ơn Brother Joe. Cảm ơn Sister Lily.
Sharing.
Good night.
Cảm ơn, bye.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Brother Shua. Have a good day.
And Brother
Have a good day.
Joe.
Good night.
Okay,
Everyone,
bye-bye.
good night.